Hey, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts. You're catching me on my YouTube channel or Bitchute channel, True Divine 44. You can also get me on Instagram and Twitter at The True Divine for both of those. And it is True Divine 44 for my Facebook business page. Any likes, shares, subscribes, or follows are greatly appreciated. Much love to everybody who does that thus far. I appreciate it all more than you know. So this is the readings that I put out on a daily basis to help support, guide, and inspire those who want to be, need to be supported, guided, and inspired. Take what resonates, they are general, and leave what does not. Of course, I always appreciate the comments to see how you guys are getting on your journey and how the readings are helping. So this is for what day will it be? I can't see the date. And I made a point to remember the date. So it's for the 12th. It's the 12th. So we've got the 12th of December, 2020. It's a difficult day. Again, I want to apologize, but I'll always give an honest reading. So we've got the 9 of Staffs. So this speaks to discernment. It speaks to taking in your elements, taking in the surroundings, stopping, pausing, thinking, and then stopping, pausing, and thinking again, and discerning the direction that you need to go in. It often speaks to lending yourself to going towards another direction, to not be so fixed on your initial plan to get you to that 10 of Wands, but to be open to new pathways, opening up, and not being so fixed that you don't take up that opportunity. For some of you, to get out of this mindset that everything that is worth attaining has to be super, super difficult to attain. And yes, that can be true in a lot of senses for a lot of things, but to have this mindset continuously is exhausting, which is why you get in the 9 of Wands, if that resonates with you. But definitely the stop, discern, think, look, take in your elements, everything around you, your environment, the people around you, the options, the things that are trying to reveal itself to you, the things that are trying to stay hidden from you, to just be super, super observant. It's not as if you're in the 9 of Wands and you're in a relaxed state, but there is this alignment here. There is this opportunity to find a better way or create a new pathway, or to begin in a different direction. And so with that, we have, and this is good, because this shows true discernment, and there's alignment here with the 10 of Cups. You've gone from this 9 of Wands to this 10 of Cups, where there's true alignment and finding your tribe, finding your family, being able to be around the people who truly lift you up, and more importantly, being the person for yourself that truly lifts you up, and that feeling more at one with yourself, feeling more of a oneness with self, and that attracting in the people and things around you that are of like mind, like emotion, like thought with you. You can enjoy their frequency. It's not a drain on you. It's an uplifting moment. Family matters, seeing this different direction with this 9 of Wands, and whatever new direction you needed to take on family members or close friendships, you know, there's a key that turns here, and there's this alignment, there's this relief and togetherness, more togetherness than you dreamt you could have, and so that's a powerful thing. But with that, we've got, it's not just that though. There's this feeling of camaraderie, because I clarified these cards extra, because it's a bit of a weird day, to be honest, because we've got this good, and then we've got the duality coming in later of the lower maybe. So we've got the 3 of Coins here, so you can see the coins at the top, and this speaks to teamwork. This speaks to maybe finding a better way of letting go of ego, of thinking you've got to do it all yourself, whatever this is with the 9 of Wands, to allowing others to come in and finding that alignment with them, and finding out that actually they end up being great. They want to achieve the same goal as you, or they have the same vision as you, because this Three of Pentacles is working together, it's teamwork, and it's very cohesive and flowing, and everybody finds what they're good at, and is able to bring something to the table that someone else isn't. So it's a very symbiotic thing. It feels good, and there's power in this and strength in this, and we, to be honest, right now and for what's coming up, we're going to need those people around us. We're going to need those alignments, which is why a lot of 2020 had been concentrating on letting go of the people and things that do not serve you anymore, no matter how close you are to them. And so a lot of you have been doing that. I know that from the emails that I get. I know that from the personal readings that I do. And I know that from these daily readings, I've seen this process happening, which is awesome. And so this is a real payoff to you. Give reverence to it. Give thanks to yourself for getting you here, and give thanks to those people that are coming in around you, that are actually doing this with you, that are being around you, that give you this strength, and that you give them this strength. You know, there's true need for gratitude here, because this again just feeds the room. These people that you're around, or this alignment that you found in self, the high frequency feeds the high frequency. It's a lovely layering up effect. There's no drainage here. And so that's super powerful. So we've got, again, the Chariot card on the next card. So this is in a different deck, but it's a Chariot card nevertheless. Number 8, Major Arcana. And so this speaks to real movement in the spirit. And again, we have the Queen of Cups that came up yesterday too. And so this speaks to really having a huge movement in your spirit self, in that, but then being able to bring that down into your physical self, in your emotional waters within this physical body, and using those two together combined to really amp up the intuition, to really amp up the psychic abilities, to really amp up and open up that third eye. Huge frequency shift in spirit here, and it really transferring down through literally gold transmitters. There's no energy lost here. There's nothing lost in translation here, which is really powerful, to be able to use your intuition in this physical reality, and to be able to use it faster, you know, without questioning yourself. That's the questioning of self is getting less and less and less. The discernment isn't, though. This Queen of Cups is very discerning, very wisdom filled, but it's from an intuitive, empath, compassionate side. So this is real power and expansion here, and growth. And so we've got the Page of Cups that came out for this. Now, what did I make of this? I don't really know, but apart from all that I can say is the Page of Cups speaks to a lot of you being around a child, particularly a boy today, that says something so profound and so knowledgeable, and they don't even know that they've said it, but you pick up on it, and it's like an earthquake that only you can feel in the room. Something clicks with whatever this little boy says. So whoever that's for, please leave a comment, because this is powerful. I can see the little face. I can feel their energy, and I can feel your energy in a very good way, but a bit of a like you need to sit down way. And nobody else feels this earthquake that this little boy, of some remark that he's made, some statement that he's made that is so shifting and so full of wisdom and knowledge, that it could have come from a 180-year-old shaman from way out in the jungle, you know, that it's wisdom that isn't tainted, that all of a sudden just turns a key for you, that clicks something in, and this chariot just goes, you know, you take off on a new pathway, a new spiritual knowing, a new way of thinking and feeling, and it really does make you trust this more intuitive, more psychic, more empath side of yourself, which is awesome, because there's so many people that have been limiting themselves in that spirit part of them, in that spirit realm, that aspect of them, when it's a beautiful part of self. Somebody it might resonate with, that you almost start to begin to switch on the telepathy more, that you've always had the ability to hear things here and there, but there's something about this childlike message that just confirms that for whoever that is too, with this ability, that you do have this ability and you need to trust in it and grow it, exercise it. We have, for the next card, we've got the Justice card. Now, this hasn't been out for a while. The cards have been very repetitive if you've been following me for a little while, and then they move on. And so it really is like a storybook, which is what I love. I love that. So we've got the Justice card coming out. So this speaks of balance. It's Libra energy, but it speaks of the sword of truth here in our hand. But more than anything else, this the scales are very prominent. And so this justice, this is karmic justice. This is justice even represented in the court system. This is justice represented just in you. Even just accepting, letting go of trying to prove yourself when you know that there was an injustice done to you, and feeling that liberation, and actually getting the response that is required, that gives you the respect that you've been trying to prove and fight for a long time, for whatever the situation is. And the minute you have this knowledge and sword of truth, and you stand very strong, like this Justice card is, very confident, it changes the reactions of those around you that you've been trying to prove something to so hard for so long. But on the collective stage, there's certain things going on today that cause real harm. I feel that there's court cases being launched from professionals regarding the jabs in the arm. Regarding the fact that it's already come to light that it's seriously hurting people. And if ever I wished my intuition or my psychic knowing had been wrong, I would wish it was about this. It speaks to some people who have already got this, particularly in the UK, and who are now finding out about the ability of this jab to sterilize. I know. It feels very difficult to feel this energy, in particular, because there's huge despondency and huge sadness, and the inability to see the wood for the trees right now regarding this, huge worry. It's difficult for sure, and but there wasn't justice done here, because people can't make informed choices if they're not getting balanced and truthful information. They can't make informed choices. But I do feel the energy of many health professionals standing up and actually trying to use the system, which is a difficult one, because you're trying to use the system that's built for the system against the system. But trying to bring things, court cases, into light, or push things along regarding the procedure of those things to try and stop what's happening here. The main thing is here is that you serve justice on yourself, and allow for anybody who hasn't fallen for this, to allow your own discernment to make your own decisions, so that you ultimately know that no matter what the outcome is, that if you chose to go for that, then you're able to deal with the consequences of it in a balanced state. if you're in any question at all, then I would say definitely wait. If I had my my genie wish, I would say that this whole thing got cancelled off and stopped because of the harm that it's already causing and the hurt that it's going to cause. So use your own balanced and discernment, and have your own sort of truth, have your own justice, and make sure you don't fall into the psyop, because a lot of what the protection is that this is real justice. They have veiled justice in a system that works for the very few, so much so that real justice cannot be served on the very beings that are going to be causing this woe through this jab, because they've got an indemnity. I think that's the right legal term, to know proceedings being able to be taken. That can't possibly be justice, because then the very same people that are insisting upon it are the very same people that have profited from it. A certain Garden Gate has been quoted saying his best investment was those pesky little jabs, in that it turned 10 billion into 200 billion or something like that. So there's something here that is coming in regarding what I've just spoken about. There's real sadness here, and I do feel for that. What I want to say is, I can't say that. Okay. So we've got to clarify that further, as I've clarified this reading further, we've got the 5 of Cups to clarify the 5 of Cups. And so this speaks to, for those that choose to be, because we have the first part of this reading, which you'll agree is beautiful, it's powerful. And then we see it we see the manifestation of this separation that I've been talking about in this reading alone. And this is where we're going to really start to see the duality of that separation, of that frequency separation of the people, for those who chose to choose divinity, sovereignty, their own discernment, spiritual connection, and let go of all of the veils and systems, manipulations and controls. We're seeing this just in this reading alone, the huge separation of the 2 different experiences, because we're starting to see a surge of justice being done, and it is in the process of being done, where people are starting to really to bandy together from all walks of life, from all professions, and really starting to move the tide, especially with that Chariot card, and feeling this deeper and deeper connection to source energy. There's also conversely these people who have continued to be, in some cases, the attack dogs for the powers that be, in some cases just the asleep, in some cases just the deniers, in some cases they're already affected. And it's hard to witness. It's not as if, yes, we're in enjoyment and laughter and good things are happening and good opportunities are there for those that chose this higher frequency, not without struggle. But again, it's not as if we can just crack open the champagne, and because I don't feel anybody that is in that part of the separation would ever want to pop a cork just because they would say that, well, I told you so. And that's not to say that it wasn't said, that many people didn't even get bullied and hurt and emails sent. I mean, goodness me, I'm the least, and I don't accept people's judgments anymore. But, I've had it, I've had people saying, be quiet, or, you don't know what you're talking about, I'm going to have to unfriend you. And it is a case of it gets to the point where you have to say, okay, bye. But that's not to say it doesn't break your heart. Especially when you can see And so it's real, it's a lot of these people are locked into this cycle now. There's been certain decisions made. There's been certain things, even the decision to not do certain expansive things in spirit, to cling on even more to the very powers that be that seek to harm them. They're locked into this cycle now with this 10 of Cups, clarifying this 10 of Cups. Now, that's not to say we won't still fight for justice on their behalf. That's not to say that we won't still fight for liberation on their behalf. But at what point you've got to ask, what are we going to be liberating? It's serious now. And so, like I said, it's not as if you feel like popping a champagne cork just because you're right. It's tragic. It's tragic. So we also see with certain justices, again, this rolling thunder that I can feel under the ground of organized religions. More and more truth coming to light. Now, it might not be in the public eye right now. I'm not sure if it's going to be something else like that speech today, but there's certain rumblings because now, you know, the globalist elites don't need the churches, and they're going to start to try and phase out the churches and organized religions because, yes, the people that know that it's all a replica right now of the same stories, but with different characters. But for the people in those organized religions, that's blasphemy to say to them. And right now, there's this stirring of the pot underneath the foundations of all of these organized religions, in particular the Catholic and something linked with the Vatican, of where they're not needed quite so much, if at all, anymore. And so there's this dissolving of that they haven't got the support of and it feels like even they have been, and this is part of that justice, because there are many popes, many archbishops, many nuns that have been in the knowing about what they really get up to within that organized religion in particular, and all the others, but that one in particular, and what they've hidden from the public, what they've done to the public, what they've done to the children. It's almost a case of they've been in such ego, in such almost a dystopic stupor, believing in their own hype, that they've thought they got this powerful and have stayed this powerful for this long off their own back. But now there's many more of them recognizing that the only reason they've been this powerful is because they've served a purpose to people, globalist elites that have put actors in there to bolster them up, to make them important, to hold them in that place of power. And that's justice being done, I suppose, isn't it? That's not to say I want this changing of the guard, because I do not want this guard to be allowed to be come back in. You know, these globalists that want to be, they're literally wanting to be gods. They're literally reliving the Anunnaki story. So, but it is a sense of justice, isn't it? You know, that you thought you were so big for your boots, and then you realize it's because something was filling those boots, and now that something is emptying out that boot, not so powerful anymore. So that is justice for those who have been harmed and maimed by such organized religions. It's difficult, again, for the people who chose this higher frequency. No matter how difficult the path, no matter how hard it was to come into this next stage. Because for a lot of you, it feels like you're going to be looking at very close family members who did not choose that, very close friends who did not choose that. And there's no way, again, like me, I know each and every one of you would say, but I wish I could be wrong. Wish I could be wrong. I'd even take the ridicule happily just to be wrong. But you're not. And so there is this need to deal with and process, and certainly not take on board on your shoulders responsibility for not doing enough, not saying enough. There's nothing you could have done. No more than you had already done. However you chose to liberate, tell truth, even if it was working solely in your individual life, on your individual path to liberate yourself from limitations, oppression, manipulation, and control, then that is all you can do. It's all you can do and more. It's exactly what you should have done. Anything else, it wouldn't have worked unless there was eyes to see and ears to hear at the time. And so it's a serious one. We've got the five of swords on the bottom of one of the decks. This is nasty, nasty energy. Nasty things being perpetrated, nasty, it's hard. Nasty agendas, and I really feel that they are feeling the threat of the people linking together and rising up, particularly the professionals. And I do feel they might try something else today, which I'll be binding up. And I ask all of you guys to bind up whatever you're led to bind up to, which means to tie up, to knot up, to bolt, cast to the depths of the sea, let the fish eat it. So on the bottom of the other deck, we have the Ace of Wands, and that, I say, goes towards this first part of the reading that I want to go back to leave it on a happier note, in that you have been discerning, you have put in the hard work, you've kept looking, you've kept taking a pause to look around and then even reroute when needed to be, and just flowing into that reroute, you know, self-navigation. And you've brought yourself into alignment with your people around you, but also with yourself, most importantly. And there's some things that are super creative that are coming up today for you guys that this resonates with. Innovative ideas for your own home, and even as products, and even as healthy things, innovations. There's super creative flair here. But also for one or two, or hopefully many of you, there's budding, promising openings up of a real creative, personable relationship blossoming. That is somebody of a similar frequency, that is somebody that you can really start to build your own tribe with. There's something really sweet about this. There's something really energetically high frequency about this. It's exciting. I can see literally like a wood cabin or a wood side building, you know, that's been just put on the side of a house that is creative, that you can do pottery in or woodworking, or there's something really beautiful here, that you're not just creative in your own rights, but you actually get creative together as well, in more ways than one, which isn't a bad thing ever. So for those that resonate with that, thank you, because after this reading, I needed that today. I needed to feel that. And that's the beauty of this, that I know one of my friends that comment here, one of my sisters, Deborah, hates the term "it is what it is." Now I say that, but I say it in a very different way, of not like it being not empowered, but also that there is a certain wisdom in recognizing there's only you can only really do you. You can only really master you. And in doing that, the right people around you will be around you. When you're not mastering yourself, you know yourself, you're attracting the wrong people. When you're not listening to advice, you know that you attract in cataclysms into your life, crazy energies. And when you are listening to both spiritual, physical, emotional advice, you end up with this kind of thing. Do not, which I know sounds cold and callous, but it's not. It's from a place of wisdom. Do not let what you witness in this separation to mar or blur any of the gift that is your hard work that got you to this place, even in the energies of 2020. This is powerful, it's huge, and you deserve every minute of this. So love it and enjoy it and revel in it and create within it, because this is awesome. Much love, stay balanced and stay whole. I hope that reading helps you. Of course, leave a comment. I always like to hear what you're saying or thinking regarding the readings and how they're helping you. I appreciate you all so much. And I appreciate you allowing me to take a peek into your energies to help deliver the messages that will help you make the most of each day and each direction that you go in growth, expansion, and in love. And that is my intent for you all today. Please like and share this video. I want to get the subscribers up there. I'm planning on doing some things maybe before Christmas or after, you know, just some readings live for people. So I'll let you know the dates of that, but just be aware of that. Also go over to Instagram. I'm working out how to use it, and I'm going to be doing some more live things on there real soon. So I appreciate you all doing that. Mwah.